Hey guys, Huzz here, bringing you another video. This time, episode 2 of the League discussion video. I have some general Aatrox gameplay in the background. I've been playing him top lane and jungle quite a bit recently, so you actually expect to see a top lane and jungle commentary. None of them are going to be from this game. This was a different game, and I did that on purpose. But this episode, we're going to be talking about how to deal with trollers, rages, feeders, etc. I think it's a pretty important topic to talk about. Quite a lot of people wanted me to talk about it. And there's a universal thing to basically do against them, and there's a realization that from last episode will help you get through it as well. I'm actually going to quickly turn down the sound a little bit from this in-game because I don't want to be overwhelming. And that should be enough. Okay, so basically how to deal with rages, trollers, etc. You have to realize that they're not going to be very mature people in their mind. So arguing with them is basically pointless. And you have to come to that realization really quickly. A lot of people in League of Legends either forget there is a mute button or they simply don't use it because they want to continue the argument. As I say, these people who troll, rage, feed, whatever they want to do, they are immature and they will not basically back down at all from any argument because they're always going to think they're right, or they just want to have an argument for the sake of having an argument. So the easiest thing to do, and it's the universal one, is basically just mute them straight away. As soon as you see there's a potential troller in your game or whatever it is, just mute them. Then they won't get the attention that they're craving, and then they'll maybe not troll. Maybe they'll even try. Maybe they'll be like, oh, this isn't working. I'm not getting reactions like I wanted to, so I'll actually just play the game normally. So that's the universal way. And if it does sound harsh, I don't really care because I have no sympathy for people who call themselves trollers or any of that type of thing. Feeders, on the other hand, are a little bit different. You get two types of feeders. You get intentional feeders, and you get feeders that are just having a bad game. And the thing here, you have to make the difference. You have to know which is which. And the best way of doing this is, really honestly, the way they're talking does give it away. If they are abusing other people in chat, and they're literally just running into the opponents, then yes, they are probably going to be intentional feeders, and they're the type of people that you want to report. But if people are just having a bad game, they're probably going to be quite apologetic in the chat. They might, even say, God, I'm having a bad game, and take their word for it, because honestly, it is the worst feeling when you're not doing great in a game, and honestly, you're not intentionally feeding, you're not doing any of that type of thing, but you're still getting harassed a lot. Sometimes everybody has a bad game, I played 3 or 4 games just now of solo queue. Majority of them went quite well, but I had one bad one. I played Jack's top lane versus Teemo, and it really didn't go well for me, and there was nothing I could really do about it. It was just a game that I had to accept, right, my team, if we're going to win this game, it's not down to me, it'll be my team getting me through this. And that's something, when you're the opposite flip of the coin, when you have the guy that's not on purpose, by accident, he's feeding, then you've really got to just take it into account that, okay, people have bad games. I'm not going to give this guy a hard time. If we're going to try and win this game, then we have to work together as a team. Conflict will not solve it. So be a bit more sympathetic to them type of people. But don't give, there's 2 ways to look at it. Don't give any sympathy to the intentional feeders. If they're running into somebody on purpose, then just mute them straight away and don't deal with them. Just report them at the end of the game and hope they get banned or something. That's the only thing you can do. Because if it was different, everybody would be banned in this game. If we had the power to ban people, if you think about it, we'd ban literally every single person in this game. Nobody would be able to play because everybody at some time has a bad game, and every person, even if you think you're like the goody two-shoes that doesn't speak back at anybody, you will have people who report you. It's just a thing that happens, and it'll be someone that's just in a bad mood if they lost the game, or they just generally didn't like your attitude. You'll just get reported, even if you're being the nicest guy you can. It's just part of the game, really, and you've just got to not really think about it, and hopefully you don't get enough reports to get you into the tribunal. Obviously, limiting the amounts of reports you get is always a good thing, and if you're someone that doesn't troll, rage, feed a lot, then respect to you, because that is what I want the community to be in total, but it's not the majority right now. Well, maybe it is the majority, but there is still quite a lot of people out there that do these type of things, and that's the internet. If you do think about it, it's in all stages of the internet, not just League of Legends. I would probably say the best scene gaming-wise, from what I know of personal experience, is the StarCraft 2 community. When I played StarCraft 2 a little bit, every single game, there was no trash talk. There was literally You know, GG, well played at the end of every single game. You know, good luck, have fun at the start. It was actually a really nice environment. We don't have that in League of Legends because I would say our community is a little bit immature compared to the StarCraft 2. Because StarCraft 2 is a more complicated game, so it kind of does attract their maturer, I would say, gamers. But not going off the subject of the whole thing. So we've covered kind of just the universal thing of just muting people. Then we've covered the feeding. You know, if it's an intentional, then, you know, just report them at the end of the game, mute them. There's no point going on trying to argue with them. Or if it's if it's an accidental, you've just got to realize it happens and just get over it and try and move on as a team. So other things that, well, if you look into the just general trolls, okay, that they're the people that are just pretty damn annoying. Try to get under your teeth and just want to be a pain for the sake of being a pain. They are probably the people that I hate the most in League of Legends. They're just really annoying and it's irritating. Now you have to make the difference, or whatever that word, the differentiation, whatever, between a troll and someone that is just making a point. I've had this in a couple of my videos, and I don't know if I've been defensive over it, but some people have said to me that I have been a bit harsh in chat sometimes to some people. But sometimes you have to be, and a lot of the time, like I'll give you an example of what I did the other day. We had a team fight the other day that we were equally, I'd say, strength of the enemy team, and everybody just split in the team fight, and that was it. The thing I said in chat, right, if you guys aren't going to group, what's the point in playing? Then I started a surrender vote, everybody voted no, and then what happened? We all grouped, we all worked really well together, and bam, we won the game. Sometimes tough love really is needed, and it wakes people up, but that doesn't give you like the right to, you know, rage or troll at somebody, I suppose. I knew that it was a 50-50 whether that was going to work, whether everybody would say yes to the surrender, or that would spur people on and we'd win, and it worked. So that's kind of what happened in that effect. It worked really well, and I do that quite often in, you know, types of games that is like that. But then you've got to know the limit. You've got to know, right, these people aren't reacting very well to how I'm doing this. Right, let's try a different approach. So trolling is the way that some people, I don't know what it is. I don't see the appeal in trolling. Honestly, like, I can't speak for why a troll does troll. Maybe they've got something going on in their lives that they're not happy with, so they need to take it out on people. I have no idea. But the universal approach of how you deal with a troll is just mute them. As I said at the start of the video, the universal one is basically two trolls or rages, that type of thing. These are the people that you're not going to get through to them. They're just going to troll you for the sake of trolling you, and they enjoy seeing your reaction. That's the whole point. Then you getting angry is what they want. So just mute them and then move on with the rest of your day. And that's pretty much it for trollers. There's not much to say about them in that respect. Is there anything more we want to cover? So trollers, we've covered. Rages. Okay, rages are slightly different. Rages are, I would say, passionate people. They are people that they want to get things done, and if they see that someone is holding them back, or even if it's themselves in some cases, then they have a really hard time and they can't accept it. Generally, ragers, I would say, think that they are better than what they actually are. So if, say, in bronze, you'll have a rager who's actually thinking he should be in, gold or something, or something along them lines. They generally do think they're better than what they are currently, and that's kind of why they think they have the right to rage, because they generally think they're better and they know more. So that's pretty much it. Ragers, you just have to do the universal thing as well. Sometimes you can go to ragers, and if it's the right person, you can do it, and hopefully they are. You can go, your attitude really isn't helping with the situation. Please stop, otherwise just going to mute you. And that's pretty much it. The threat of muting sometimes does help people, and it works. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. This was League Discussion Episode 2. Gone for 9 minutes. I think I covered everything I wanted to with Trollers, Rages, Feeders. Just remember, there is a mute button, and don't try and just continue arguments for the sake of having an argument. It's not worth it. It's a game. You're here to have fun, not an argument. So anyway, thanks for watching. Obviously, we have gone back to the old mic, as enough people did say they wanted it. More content to come soon. As I said at the start of the video, there is going to be Aatrox commentaries coming out. There's going to be an Ezreal AD carry one, and maybe a few more. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Remember to share your stories of Trollers, Raiders, Rages, Feeders, all that type of thing in the comments below, and how you deal with them. So good luck in solo queue, and I will see you next time.